Hello there, I'm back with my third watercoloring video tutorial series, and in this case, or in this video, I'll be showcasing how I work with distress markers. I'll be using a stamp from, well, it's Sherry Baldy, My Besties, and this one is called Scary Day, Scar Day Cat. It could be Scary Day Cat, but it's Scar Day Cat, perhaps. And I thought that girl was rather pretty, and she has got a little cat there as well. So what I find, if let's say I were to colour in straight onto paper, let's say I would look to do like that, and I were to go in afterwards with just a little bit of water, well, I could stretch it a little bit, and I'm sure, depending on how quick I am on the paint, I could actually make it go so it doesn't show a proper line or something, but I find it a little bit more easy to work with the colour from a stamping block like that, and then I'm going to go onto paper. So this is really the same sort of method that I had with those distress inks. I use those small ink pads, and if I was just going to start with the colour in one corner, I could stretch it out, especially into the center, so it would be a sort of a nice shading and a difference in colour or intensity, I must say. So if I just start off on the outer parts or along the lines, and then continue working the colour in towards the center, I'm getting a nice gradation of colours. And I'm moving rather swiftly and with a light hand. And the water does come out by itself from the container, but at times I do have to help it out a little bit. And I'm just going to spray a little bit of water onto that block, so I have a little bit of something to work with, and I could either pick up the colour first by taking some water on the brush, or I could do it later. And I must say that this Sakura brush, which is called Koi, is absolutely my favourite. I actually thought of, before I started making this video, I thought that I would use different brushes for different products, but sort of this one feels really nice in my hand, and it doesn't seem like I'm willing to let it go or leave it, really. And just to sort of emphasize that big bit of the hat, I'm just going to put in a little bit more of that original hue. I'm just going to put that around the edges of that hat so it'll pop out even more. I believe that one was the Mode Lawn distress marker. So what should I do next? Perhaps I could, well, I do like orange hair, I can't help myself, so I think I'll just go in and make her hair orange. she's got my beautiful thick braid here, and I'm just going to see what it will be like. Let's see. Just look at how soft it goes without any effort at all. So this is a really easy way to actually make different hues in one color. And just by playing with this brush, I mean, the brush is doing all the job really. So if you have the proper tools, things are going to be really that much easier. Just look at that. No effort at all. And it has got those really nice shadings there. I like this. And well, let's make that. I'm not sure what it's called now. Just have the Swedish word for rosette. Could it be rosette? Bow? It must be bow. It can't be rosette. I'm just going to put the green a little bit darker in the center and leaving it a little bit more faint out there, and then I'm just going to drag it and make it really pale in there. And perhaps I should make something there as well. Pick up whatever might be left in there. So let's see, should she, perhaps I could make her jeans blue. Let's see now. Well, it's a little bit difficult to see where the jeans start and end, but I'm thinking that they might be here somewhere. You know, sometimes the motifs are a little bit difficult to get a grip of, and sometimes you just have to take chances. And well, I wanted that jean to be a little bit more pale in the front, but I didn't really succeed. Well, let's see. Usually I just start by going around the edges, and then I'm just going to leave it really pale in the center. But since I'm picking up more color, I'm not really getting that effect now, am I? And I'm thinking that if you have the trouser legs, or they're a little bit half folded like that, I was thinking that perhaps they ought to be paler, so perhaps I ought to dilute this a little bit more, make it more pale, and just make them a little bit paler there. Not much of a difference, but there is a difference anyway. And well, when it comes to that green star hat, I'm not sure really where to go, and perhaps I ought to stop here, or I could show you perhaps how I would go about making this a little bit darker. Let's see, I mean, let's see if I could make it work with that same green mowed lawn, and just see what could happen if I wanted to make it even darker here, just to make it pop a little. And in this case I'm just going around the edge here, not going in towards the center at all, because I do want this line to be rather harsh, because I want this to pop. Here we are. I'm going around the star and everything there, and I'm doing it like that. And it doesn't have to be even. I mean, that is the beauty of watercoloring, I think. It should be a little bit random. I mean, if you want a perfect result, I believe that the Copic markers are perfect for that. And of course, if you've got some other kind of a alcohol-based pen, and you know this, have the technique of how to make it, I'm sure you can succeed with that as well. But I believe that the Copic marker is giving a really smooth and soft finish. So let's see if I were to try and make it a little bit darker even in the center, just by making this color go a little bit further. Perhaps I can make it work. I don't want any harsh lines, I just want there to be some kind of a gradation. Could pick up a little bit of water there. So perhaps that could be it, I'm not sure. But I believe that these three products are rather nice. I mean, if I wanted to go there, I could actually show you the Memento pens as well, because these are also water-based. And when I discovered, I mean, I had no idea that the Memento had pens that were fit for watercoloring. I mean, it's the same procedure here really. Just put the color on the block and pick it up from there. I've got something green now, so perhaps I could go like this. Bloody. Let's see, because it's the same thing with this one really, because if I'm going to take it on the paper directly, and I'm going to take a little bit of water, I mean this one sticks to the paper even more than the distress marker does, so you should definitely work from the block itself and not directly from paper, because then you can't really shift it at all. And just by working shading like this, I mean, you could really make a nice result. And just look at that color, it stretches rather nicely, and if you want to make it a little bit darker, go in with the same color if you want to. Just use it a little bit here and a little bit there, and you can see that there's a gradation there. So I'm thinking, I mean, I haven't got more than these pens, so I haven't got all the colors that they are. So I'm a little bit limited when it comes to coloring things. But if I'm going to go for something a bit yellowish, I might actually just do that with these. And I'm thinking that I might go in with some blue. These colors are a little bit more faint than the distress marker, so they are a little bit more difficult to see on that acrylic block. And I could go in with some green perhaps, and I'll be choosing, that was a different kind of a pen. It wasn't a Memento, it was something else. It was a Tombow, and I believe that Tombows are also watercolor based. So let's see, I've got another green one here. I'm thinking that might be a little bit dark, but I'll give it a go. So there we are. And if I were to make, well, I have only one blue hue, so I'm left with that one. I can't really help it. So I could try making that shirt blue. Just going to keep it easy peasy here. I mean, you could of course color with these, as you can see, but the colors are going to be paler, softer, and that might be nice if you're looking for that, really. So I hope that these 3 tutorials have been useful for you, or to you. At least I'm sort of interested in watercoloring more, and that's a good thing. So I'm signing off right now, and I hope you have a splendid time. Bye bye.